What's up, everybody? Orange Podcast Bad. Sean and Paul are back with you on a Monday. There's listen, there's so much going on in the news but we're not gonna talk about everything. That's not what we do. We will react to Trump's current meeting that ended pretty quickly, an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. But Paul, I got this story for you. Mr. Beast, super popular amongst young people. The dude makes bazillions of dollars a year as a YouTube streamer, very popular. He runs like all kinds of contest shows, and gives like $1 million away of his profits to whoever wins the show. He does all kinds of other stuff, right? So he's gotten into over the last, I don't know, 6-8 months, the best of my recollection, of building clean water wells in impoverished nations like in Africa. And he just held a fundraiser sometime last week, raised $12 million. In the comment section is all giving him shit, but they're not giving him shit for the right reason. They're all just dumbasses calling him evil and right. You know how the comment section gets.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so I actually quote posted him and said, and it kind of explained. I was like, you think you're doing good, and I get that you believe you're doing good. I was like, but all you're gonna do is make these people vomit and have diarrhea all over the place, because for either hundreds of years or thousands of years, they've drank out of the same brook, stream, or river. And if lucky enough that they lived near the African Rift Lakes, they had a semi-clean lake to drink in. But they bathe there, they throw their trash in it, they wash their laundry in it, and that's the biome that their bodies are used to taking in.
Yeah.
So
you're 100% right. And you commented that?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Cool.
Well, so then I was going to ask you, because you've seen it firsthand with USAID projects. What happens to people that go from drinking whatever is available to them to all of a sudden getting purified H2O?
So in Darfur, we built a 1,000-man camp for refugees, and they were from Chad and Sudan, but the Sahara region, sub-Sahara region, right? And they might have one cow that weighs 200 pounds. It's just barren and desolate. And so we built this camp, and several things happened. So we drilled, probably 20 to 25 boreholes and installed a reverse osmosis water purification system. It's trailer mounted. It's usually a little compact diesel generator powers the unit, on. And it's got fluorescent lights in it. It's got tubes of sand and, some other accoutrement in there that cleans the water up. And so, much like Mr. Beast, we thought, hell yeah, we're going to give these people, clean water, showers, toilets. They didn't know what any of that was.
For sure.
But people moved into the toilets, the ablution units.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Literally, a shower stall would have 2 or 3 people living in it, and there'd be 2 or 3 shower stalls. So an ablution is like a 40-foot container.
Okay.
It's usually got 3 shitters, 3 showers, 6 sinks, and 3 or 4 stand-up urinals. And they were moving into them, living in them. And what happened with the water was we made the whole damn camp sick. It was the most wretched experience ever. I mean, a, a burned body is probably the worst smell ever, followed closely by a 260-pound, 80-year-old man who's been dead in a mobile home for 2.5 weeks.
Mhm.
That's, but this is 10x, dude. You can't, it's 10x.
Wow.
If you don't wear a face covering, you will retch. That's how bad it was.
I bet some of your guys retched it even with the face covering.
Oh yeah, no,
Jesus.
sure, yeah. So we ended up getting he was a medical engineer, but he was an engineer uh from Germany, and he came and ran all these tests, and he said exactly what you said. The damn water's too clean. You're making these people sick. You need to put bacteria back in the water.
Mhm.
That's what they're used to. And if you don't, they will get over it. But when the refugee system is or situation is over and they move back to their villages, because that's the long play. You're not building 1,000-man camp to create a city. It's a temporary housing location. And hopefully when the fighting is done, they can move back to their city. They're going to get sick all over again for going from the super clean water back to the dirty water.
Sure. Well, again, what I the term I used was the human biome. People who have pools out in their backyard, people who are fish tank aficionados, they go through this as they learn it, and they kill their pool and then learn how to actually keep the water right, or kill their $1,000 worth of coral that they bought for their saltwater
Yeah.
fish tank because they
Yeah.
did not understand the biome, the
Yeah.
biology necessary to keep all of the things in the way they're supposed to be. And
Yeah.
so, well, I believe honestly, all of my kids at one point in time, it usually lasts about 3 years, have watched Mr. Beast, and then eventually they move on to something else. I believe he truly thinks he's doing something
Oh,
good.
yeah.
I do. I just don't think he has looked far enough into what happens.
He's a layman. He's a
Yeah,
layman trying to
with
do
with
good.
with
It's not,
with gazillions of dollars that he's
yeah.
made from YouTube.
Yeah, it would be like an EMT on an ambulance in a rural area trying to join Doctors Without Borders and treating Ebola and malaria in Africa.
Right.
You are just not that person, dude, and you're going to kill somebody because you're just have enough knowledge to be dangerous.
Well,
I mean, like literally.
and I appreciate the ignorant philanthropist. I
Yeah,
just I just wish they would look at the feedback they get, on their social media posts and go, "Hey, wait, what? You're telling me they have explosive diarrhea for 2 weeks if I do
yeah,
this? Like, maybe there's a different route. Maybe I could still give them water wells, but we go without the cotton filter, the charcoal filter, the
yeah.
sand
That's what we
filter,
did. We
and the
or
UV
this
lights."
engineer said, turn off the fluorescent lights,
Yep, UV.
pull two of the sand filters, just leave the one charcoal filter because it has a larger particulate. It'll let bacteria through. And so we went to 25 or 30. I forget how many we had, and we did that on every one. Now, the right thing to do if you're an idiot philanthropist, which by the way, I love that term. It is now becoming part of my permanent lexicon. If you are an idiot philanthropist, what you need to do is give your money to the experts that are already there, already doing the work, already know what to do. Here's $1 million. You guys are a 501c3. You're a
Yeah,
Seventh Day
right, your
Adventist doing a mission.
record shows you've been doing this for 60 years as a
Yeah,
company, as a PMO.
yeah,
Yeah, and spread it out. Give it to 12 different PMOs.
yeah,
Here's
yeah,
$1,000,000. Go do that thing I want you to do, which is give them clean water, but I don't know how to do it.
Right. Yeah. So another brilliant expenditure of State Department money was in South Sudan. Uh, they bought a bunch of military flatbed trucks. The producer was MAN, man. You've seen MAN trucks. So it's a flat nose, it's got a 70s era 4-cylinder Mercedes, one red wire, one black wire, real basic, with a flatbed with the stake side
Carbureted, as simple
to
as you can
popper
make it.
stuff. So the SPLA was the Southern Sudanese military. So they bought 45 of these trucks with a 2-year maintenance package. So we asked the SPLA, send your best guys, that
Yeah,
aren't cross-eyed and know how to maybe sign their name or something, guys that are ahead of the pack. Because most of the guys are conscripted and they just pull them out of the desert and make them wear a uniform and they don't, you know,
absolutely.
yeah, they're just mouth breathers. So they got these guys. I put together 2 or 3 trainers, and the State Department wanted to come and visit, and they wanted to see our training program. So it was 3 women, 2 were PhDs, one was a master's degree in international eau de doodah day, and weighed about 280
God,
and wore a dress in South Sudan.
wow.
Well, she was the first one to fall getting in the truck. She, had the steps in the saddle gas tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got up to the cab, slipped. I
It's sorry, it's funny. To all
Dude,
of you
I don't wanna
listening,
see a 260-pound woman's underwear. Don't wear a
right,
dress. Don't
and
wear a dress.
if you're offended by that, drop us a comment. We'd love to laugh at you.
Yeah. But the really amazing thing was, in our little recording that we had made before they got there, one of our instructors is like, "Okay, this is it, fellas. This is, your basic, 2.5-ton flatbed truck. Let's just
Mhm.
kinda walk around and familiarize yourself with it and maybe sit behind the wheel and then we're just going to take it really slow, step at a time. So what our package included was level 1 maintenance. So level 1 maintenance is spark plugs and an oil change, and that's it. No
Sure,
diagnostics,
sure.
no nothing, or
But
glow plug.
if you've ever driven a '70s or '80s car, you know those engines could survive
Oh yeah.
180,000 miles with
Oh yeah.
just level 1.
Yeah, that's why we bought these.
Yeah.
Well, out of the 45 top of the pile SPLA soldiers, I would say 30 of them did not recognize a door handle and did not know how to get inside the truck. Because where
Jesus
they
Christ.
lived, it was still 12 AD.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean?
No, no, and that's what all the and I'm talking around all of the West, all of the bleeding heart socialists don't
They
understand.
don't get
And
it.
they don't care to understand. They
Yep.
think everybody is just like us, and all we have to do is spend our money to give them shit, and then they will live just like us. And that's never been true in the
Never.
history of history.
Nope.
So they can't
You
even open the door.
can't even open the door. So
Y-
we're like, okay, uh, I left. I went back to Uganda and then came back home. And then they asked me to come back to work on another program. So it was also in Sudan. So I said, well, let me run by and see how the trucks are doing and see how the maintenance is doing. Bruh. Everywhere it had one had a flat or one of them had rolled over on its side. There were 2 or 3 families living in it. Every just dotted throughout the countryside. They were condos. They were just condos. And you're
I,
like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, tried to tell
well,
you."
and that's where I get back to moron philanthropists,
Yeah,
right? They don't have just that story that you told about the trucks, and then we told the story about introducing purified water. They don't understand because they don't understand that in many parts of the world, people live like it's 12 AD.
that's
And
right.
they continue to, and they don't want to have anything to do with being modernized.
They don't. And
It's
they
culture.
don't have a concept or an understanding. The fact that the Taliban was as successful as they were is still a shock to the military community
Yeah.
because they were just cave dwelling barbarians. You didn't those guys didn't go to Rutgers. You
No.
know what I mean?
Well, I could we could speculate and talk about imported Chinese intelligence, but I'm not going to talk about the Gulf Wars right now.
Yeah,
But it just getting on to the moron philanthropist. They really don't know. They think that they're going to bring whatever it is, trucks, water, internet, even internet, and
oh yeah,
they give them phones, and they look at them for a week and go,
yeah,
"Well, I'm not going to use this shit. This has
yeah,
nothing to do with my culture or religion. I'm
right,
connected to my large tribe of the city of 5,000,
yep,
and I hate that tribe over there of another city of 5,000, and I want to kick their ass."
yeah, and that's what it comes down to.
Uh, look,
And
I'm
then
with.
in places like the condo and places around DRC, Chad, Niger, they control their population with rape, both men and women. That's their go-to because they don't have guns. They've got some spears and
Rocks and rocks
rudimentary
and sticks.
rocks and you know, but yeah, they use rape. That's how they control it.
Well, I bring that up often in the when the left starts going, we need to ban assault weapons. And I said, have you ever read stories about Niger where one tribe kills another tribe with stones? And I said,
Yeah,
People are going to do what they're going to do with whatever resources available. Taking away Western style guns won't change that.
it's not going to change it. Yep,
They'll use whatever is available.
yep.
So,
Well, and at our basic, you know, we're like that as well. I mean,
primal, yeah.
somebody comes out here on the ranch and I don't have any firearms, I'm gonna I'll find something. It might be a shovel or a rake, but I'm defending mine.
Absolutely. No, no, no. And that goes back to basic human behavior,
Yeah,
right? Well, we use whatever we have available. Um, and now I'm drifting a little bit, but like I see libertarians right now, their last thing for the last 6 months is the government is always responsible for war. Let's just have no government. And I say, I think to myself, and I've only maybe commented once or twice. I was like, no, this is basic human behavior. There's a couple of reasons that wars happen. It has nothing to do, for the most part, with your government. So it's going to have to do with resources. You've got the resources, you have the river. I don't. I'm taking it from you.
Yeah.
After you take the river, then there's fights in between your own tribe for power.
Right.
That's
That's
the
how it works.
raw basics.
That's how it works, dude.
And
It's
so,
really not more complicated than that.
no, and when I see, well, some people say it's the church, some people say it's governments, and I just go back to no, it's basic human desires,
Yep.
starting with resources.
Yeah.
And once you have
Controlling
the
the resources.
resources, you're the rich people,
Yep.
and then no more people are going to want to take your resources. So you form a government. Your government gets corrupt. Right? Like I people take it way too far. And
Yeah.
I don't get this out of the Libertarian Party the last 6 months or so after Trump. They've gone totally like they're like we're a limited government and the fact that we believe there should be no government. So elect us. And I'm like, how does that oxymoron make any sense?
Wow.
Are you going to end the government? You're just going to shut it? Bullshit. You just like I said, you want the government's resources.
Right.
You want the power.
Right. That's all it is a change of power. You're not getting rid of the government. You're
No,
the government.
no, they
You're
never
taking the
would.
power.
They never would. And to me, it sounds like every time socialism has been tried, or even communism, it sounds like the same shit that the libertarians are saying. Well, we'll get in there. Just give us the power. We'll eliminate government. You guys will love it. But they won't eliminate government because they'll get in and go, "Oh, we have a $4 trillion budget to
Yeah.
spend. This is fucking awesome."
Yeah. That's how it works.
Oh my God.
Man, sometimes I was listening to Charlie Kirk, and he had clips from AOC being totally stupid. And just,
Dude.
at one point, he said, I am honestly without words. I, I just, I'm without words. I don't know. She's the stupidest person I've ever met.
The stuff that so you got AOC, Crockett, Schumer. I don't know how Schumer's even still in a position of power in the Senate because he doesn't match up with the younger, very socialist
Oh, yeah.
Democrats in
Yeah.
office. You got Bernie Sanders, who's 5,000 years old. I mean, he used to ride it. He didn't have to use hot plates to walk up the hill. He rode a dinosaur to school. And he is like, they're calling him the most popular Democrat. But if you look at the polling, all of they don't have as many as they used to. All of the young Democrats are like, who is that fucking dinosaur?
Yeah.
And did he used to push his car like Flintstones did? So it's like them all doubling down on this. MAGA is racist. MAGA is like
It's all TDS. It's got nothing to do with nothing.
we don't.
It's all Trump.
Well, what I noticed is people are not responding to it anymore because they used to say, "Oh, screw you," and we
Yeah.
love Trump. Now they just don't even respond. They're like,
Yeah.
we're done listening to this bullshit
Yeah.
lie you have been telling since the 1950s, your party, and we're done with it. We're not going to participate with it anymore. We're going to move on. And that's one of the things I've noticed with social media because I don't know, 3 4 years ago, 3 years ago, I think you and I started doing this type of work. I saw every quote unquote MAGA account have to go defend MAGA, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
you don't have
Yeah.
to do it. You don't have
Yeah.
to. I said
Yeah.
it's better off if you just ignore them, and they could just talk in their silo.
The latest example of just complete idiocy was I know you probably saw that horrible video of that Sikh truck driver making a U-turn on I-95 and killing those people, just hit them at 70 miles an hour. Well, he's an illegal immigrant. And one of the Democratic senators said, well, he came in the country when Trump was president, so it's Trump's fault.
That was Gavin Newsom who said that.
Oh, it wasn't Newsom? Oh, yeah, okay.
It was the governor of the communist state of California. And
Wow.
he got roasted when people posted facts and said, no, this is your boy Biden. And he'd been arrested and put on a deportation list, and Biden ignored it.
He ought to go to jail for manslaughter.
He really should. And he should rot in an American prison.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really
A really
care.
good one like Attica or Rikers Island or,
Absolutely.
you know, a cool. Well, Florida's got Rayford. That's a pretty shitty place. So,
You know what? Any pretty shitty place sounds good for me. Because, and again, but I did see people did notice on the videos of the whole thing their lack of emotion about human death. And I thought that was great that people finally saw
yes,
it.
yes.
Right? So
That's another thing that they don't understand when you go outside of the United States. There is just that compassion or even empathy. It's just not in their cultural makeup. I mean, he looked out that window like, Jesus, man, they messed up my trailer. I mean, that's what it looked like.
I don't mean to laugh at the accident, but yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they get out of the truck and they're watching emergency workers.
Yeah, just standing there.
We won't pay, you know, we won't say the details of what they were doing, but they had to recover 3 victims, and they're just standing there, no emotion whatsoever, none. And again, that's what moron, idiot philanthropists don't know. They just don't know. They've never looked into this. They just think if we give them money, they can become just like us. And I say no, and it's never going to happen. And we've tried it for gazillions of years. Britain's been trying it since 1450. And a lot of those territories, the colonies, had to be turned back over because they were completely unmanageable. Israel being one of them.
Exactly right. Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, the French fabulously failed in Africa. And the Dutch, they just got tired of it and packed up and left.
Right.
You know, they were like, damn, you guys, damn.
Oh, right. You really eat that?
Yeah.
Oh, God. You know, you're like, we have a truckload of pizza right here, and you're going to eat that fish from 3 days ago?
Yeah. Yep.
And they're all
at room temperature. Yeah.
Right. Without smoking it or curing it.
Dude.
No.
If you wanted, when I was in East Timor, they would line up at 7 o'clock in the morning with their overnight fish catch, and they'd just put them out on plywood tables on the side of the road. You know, and we're running back and forth in Land Rovers, you know, in the road dust. And if you didn't buy any fish by 9 a.m., don't buy any fish, because they just laid them out there and let them sit all day.
Which, again, to the Western mind, we all know that would make us terribly sick, but their biome, their human biome, this is normal. And it's been normal for hundreds or sometimes thousands of years, depending on the area. This is what they do, and they don't care to either refrigerate or to cook some of these things the way the West would.
Right.
They just don't. It's not in them. And if they did, it would probably make them sick, like you said, the other whatever doctor said. Eventually, they would get past the sickness, but then when all that aid pulls out, right?
Yeah, and they go
They
back to
can't
what it
afford
was
the
before.
filters. They can't afford the new charcoal bags. They can't afford the new sandbags. And the water starts to return to. Then they go through the sickness again
Again. Yep.
because they're not gonna maintain it. They can't afford to order the supplies I just mentioned.
Right.
They can't afford to pay for refrigeration. Could they cook over fire? Sure, but that's not for some things. That's just not normal for them,
No,
right?
no. I must have eaten, I don't know, 2,000 eggs when I was over there because that was the only thing that I could boil a pot of water over an open fire and
Yeah.
and kind of poach the eggs. And the bread they had was good, so I'd have like bread and eggs. That was my meal almost 3 times a day
Oh, I bet.
because it was just horrible. And we lived on the economy. You had to rent a house from a person. There was no DFAC, there was no FOB, there was nothing, man. You were just out there living in East Timor.
Jesus.
Yeah, and you're like the only one around for, 100 miles that had shoes on.
Right? Right. Oh my god. So let's are you fairly caught up on today's meeting with Zelensky and the European leaders? You want
No, I hadn't at all. So tell me.
Okay, so he met with them. Uh, Zelensky wore a suit that, and I'm glad he wore a suit that looked like he ordered it out of a J.C. Penney catalog. The jacket was fine. Wore a black button-up shirt, buttoned it
Right.
all the way up, and then he had mismatching color black pants. But he
Mhm.
wore a suit, so plus one. He was not an asshole in his demands when the public media was allowed to be around. Plus two for Zelensky. So the news is they were having this meeting that only lasted about an hour 30, hour 45 minutes. And Trump got up in the middle of the meeting and walked out and called Putin. We don't know. Trump's posted some Truth Social since then. But at the time, nobody knew what exactly does that mean. The social media does what it does, and
Sure.
yeah, how disrespectful of Trump to make a phone call to the other guy in this war
In the middle
right
of the meeting.
right
Yeah.
in the middle of the meeting. So they end their meeting. Trump posts some stuff because this basically it's looking good and leaves it there. And my speculation was within the next couple of days, we're going to see all of the European envoy, the NATO president, and Trump's envoy meet at the Kremlin to sign at least some sort of initial negotiation. That Trump has gotten at least that far, and that it this time it might be in Russia, might be in Moscow.
Cool.
Trump did post that I have gotten both Zelensky and Putin to agree to meet in person with me, and that Putin has accepted the security agreements I have laid on the table for Ukraine. And he
Wow.
says, this is not a NATO security agreement. He goes, it's going to be NATO like, but he goes, you guys, he basically says, you're not going to understand what I'm working on here if you read the print. Because I think it's going to be, there's not going to be, we're not going to leave people on the ground. Like,
Yeah.
so it's not going to be that type where there's a defending security force, which we've done way too many times.
Yeah, and it doesn't work.
But I remembered we have a big, beautiful runway in Poland, and I think Trump's just gonna make it way fucking bigger and add more European countries with hangars.
Yeah, that's already happening.
So that's where we don't need to go into Ukraine, and that's I've tried to explain that to keep a couple people who are just probably morons on the internet. I was like, we don't need to be in. I was like, are you serious? An F-22 can strike anywhere in Ukraine in 12 minutes.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
don't need boots on the ground. We have the technology. We don't and they're like, "We need a security force of 25,000 people." And I'm like, "You guys are idiots."
That's
I said,
stupid.
You have a fleet of maybe 2 dozen F-22s,
Yep.
F-35 and then a dozen F-35s, another dozen A-10s. It's Russia does something stupid, you just zap it,
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
it'll be over before it started. Yeah, we're doing that whole. So there's 8 security regions in NATO that go along the eastern border, and it's
Okay.
Hungary, Romania, Poland, Estonia. So all those Cold War bases that are along in those 8 battle groups are all being refurbished. The runways are being lengthened. They're putting new barracks in, putting new hangars in. That's all out on the market. We're not bidding on it, but we will be.
Well, and it's public knowledge, I just don't think the public's aware of it. But my thought was on this because Trump wants Europe to pay for it now, says we've already paid for it, it's your turn. Is that that's where he's going to do not a NATO size, but a smaller security agreement with
Yeah.
several European nations and say, we're going to give you hangars and
Yep.
we want the personnel from you
Hmm.
to fly any necessary missions, which may be zero.
Yep. That's how it's going to go.
So, we'll let all the morons debate it out. I put what my thoughts were out there. Let them call me a Nazi all day long. I really
Yeah.
like what they don't get is it doesn't hurt my feelings. Or they call me a Putin bootlicker, or they
Yeah.
call me all kinds of names, and I'm just like every once in a while, if the account doesn't look like a bot, I'll just say, I'm really sorry you have to find out this way, but your news has lied to you.
That's awesome, dude. I'm so sorry you're misinformed.
Right? I'm sorry you have to find out this way. Like, have you ever heard the name Victoria Newland? When you tell me
Oh my
Putin's the
God,
aggressor,
don't get me started on
look, dude, I'll actually put that in some of the posts. Like when I say, I'm sorry you uh, have to find
yeah.
out this way.
Just Google
Could
her.
you could you get back to me after you look at who Victoria Newland is
Right.
and what she did? Right, and obviously then they just block me, which I don't
Yeah.
care. They've
Yeah.
got 25 followers and they're
Yeah.
following 12. But whatever. I quote post it just so everyone can see it's just they all fall for the propaganda. That
Dude, man, the hook, line, and yep.
Russia bad. Russia
Yep.
bad. USSR. He's recreating USSR.
That's the furthest thing from his mind. He has no interest in that at all. He wants healthy trade with America. He wants to be able to sell his oil at several different places, and get food on the shelves and do all that kind of stuff. It's not Gorbachev or any of that kind of stuff. He's pragmatic, but he's like
And he
the
wants to get
Donbass region and all that whole frontier in Ukraine. They've been Russian speaking for 1,000 years, and all I want is them to be in Russia.
Right, which we've talked about, their passports are Russian, all
Yeah.
their government paperwork is in Russian.
Yep.
And he drew a line, he drew a map that I saw. Who was it that reported or posted the map? It doesn't matter, but it looked credible. It was the Donbass, obviously keeping Crimea so that they had a land access to Crimea,
Right.
plus the bridge from Russia
Yeah.
that the State Department helped Ukraine bomb, that has since, I believe, been rebuilt.
It's been rebuilt. Yeah.
Okay, and then there was one other major, like, metro, that they haven't, conquered yet, and they want that too, but it's tiny. It's
Yeah.
small, and, that's the proposed map, and he says, "These people are Russian. I wanna keep this territory." I don't know where it will end, but we've said for years, we believe the entire Donbass region will go to Russia.
Look, there was no Ukraine before 1994. So shut up, dude. You've been around 20, 30 years.
Right?
You know?
Well, that's again, people don't know that.
Yeah.
They just don't they just don't know. They don't realize that Ukraine, most of it, or even past the Donbass, are Orthodox Russians. And
Oh
then
yeah.
if you get to Kiev, which is way over on the east, all of that to the farther to the east, are all ethnically, uh, European.
They're all Polish and Romanian, and they they even speak Polish in those parts. It's always been that way. There was no Ukraine. It was Poland, Romania, and Russia, and
Well,
parts of Georgia.
yes, parts of Georgia. Yes. But and from my understanding, the actual Ukrainian language is just a mixture of Russian and Polish.
Oh, dude, they did that in Bosnia. They they took the Serbian language, and because they split everything up, the Serbs, the Croats, and the Bosniaks all spoke Bosnian. But then they started making up words and changing shit around just so they could have their own language. So,
If you do that for a couple of generations, though, it totally Babylon towers off a society, from being part of the global community,
yeah, yeah.
right? And then translators have to go learn a whole new language. Ridiculous. Oh, that'd be a fun one for Nick. I should suggest he does a
Oh,
space.
yeah,
I
yeah.
should suggest he does a space where he says the government is actually the Tower of Babel. Hey Nick, if you're watching, we love you, bro. We'll have you back on soon. We'll have you back on soon.
Yeah, come back into the fold, dude.
Absolutely.
Tower of
So
Babel.
I have no, we've laid out our predictions, a long time ago. We're gonna stand with them, but do you have any thoughts on if Zelensky? I know the meeting sounds like it went well, but nobody knows anything on if Zelensky will play ball, knowing that his presidency will come to an end, and the Ukrainian people who are sick of his war are probably going to run him out of the country.
No argument for me on those 2 points.
Yeah.
He's done, dude. He's done. And he did it to himself.
He
So,
did. He could
yeah.
have taken a 2022 deal from Putin,
Yep.
and then Republican senator from South Carolina, Lindsey Graham, flew over and says, "No, you must fight, fight, fight for democracy."
He's an idiot. Go put on a Zelensky uniform and stay there, dude. Just do us all a favor. I've looked in his district, and I'm like, there's it's got to be Raytheon or BAE or Lockheed Martin. Somebody's got some 120,000 square foot facility there, for him to warmonger like that. You know, Jesus
Well, it
Christ,
has
man.
to be in South Carolina, except for a couple of big cities, just like most states, and then the coastal region is like as red can be.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh, but that's typically been their only choice if for the 12 people that show up in a primary. And he's got so remember Thomas Murphy? Thomas Murphy's running to primary him in 26. And there's other candidates. I think the field's up to about a dozen now. But that the problem with primaries is, right? It used to be Mitch McConnell, but somebody holds the keys to the coffers of the
Oh yeah.
GOP donation machine.
Yeah.
And these guys, like, I really hope it's Thomas Murphy. We spent I don't know how many times talking to him in X Spaces, and I hope. I mean, his account has grown very well, but I don't know if that's that's globally. You don't know if your
Oh
follower
yeah.
is from
Yeah. Yeah.
India
Yeah. Yep.
or from Indiana or from South Carolina. And I do hope some of that translates over to votes for him. But then Trump also endorsed him in the primary.
Oh, I
And you look
know.
at it and you go, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, what? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
It,
Why?
it just it makes no sense. I just I don't understand his thinking. I don't understand his thinking. And the only way I can justify it is they've got their hooks into him. The industrial military complex has their
Sure.
hooks, and that's it.
Well, and that may be looking at it right now, and maybe the only way he can move his agenda forward before the next primaries is just okay, you keep voting for the bills I propose, and I'll play ball and endorse you.
Yeah. Yep.
Hoping that, right, that remains the same the second 2 years of his term. And historically, it's never turned out good. Doesn't matter if you were a Democrat or a Republican.
No, that's
Uh,
right. Yeah.
midterms never work out in the president's favor.
Yep.
So I don't think that the Democrats, because just they got nothing, they got no message, are going to take back the House. They might, they may have a chance at keeping the Senate or gaining the Senate because there's only a 2-seat disadvantage. But that remains to be seen. But keeping people like Lindsey Graham around when you could have
Dude,
fresh
all that old guard is
America
shit.
First
Yeah.
blood come
Yeah.
into the system, enthused, not knowing the swamp yet, and let them just vote pure American First
Yeah.
on every bill. It would be a game changer, and I don't know who's advising Trump on endorsements, but man, I wish they could see the way all of us out here
Right.
see it, because
Yeah.
it just. Ugh.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Lindsey Graham again. Jesus. Oh, last one. NBC couldn't sell MSNBC to anybody, not a single person. They put it out there on bid, said, buy this network from us. We laughed about this a few months ago when they put it up
Yeah.
for sale. Nobody took it. So they're like, well, but seriously, we'll give you all the equipment. We'll give you the building. We'll even give you the hosts. And people went, well, I don't want Rachel Maddow. She's mad now.
Yeah.
I don't want all those jerks.
Yeah.
I'm not buying out their contracts. They couldn't
Yep.
sell. So they've rebranded as a MS now. And my question is, will there be a Mr. now?
An MR and an MS.
It was a good question. I mean, come on, you got Miss now? Is there going to be a Mister now?
Oh my God. Of course, me in my current situation, I'd go, I'm going to get my news from the Multiple Sclerosis Network. Give Tanya her own show.
No shit, right? Hell, if they could give her $1 million to do the 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. slot, and fuck it,
Yeah.
let's rock.
Yeah. Let's
Let's
do it.
fucking rock. I'd be moving down there to set up microphones and cameras like in 5 seconds.
I don't know. Maybe we should offer them 10 grand or something for it.
Dude, nobody would even pay that. This is how bad they are. Nobody, and my only thought is that they're gonna still get. It'll probably be internet only based. We all have all the streaming services
Oh, yeah.
that are free.
Yeah.
And it'll be a free streaming network that pulls a couple of hundred viewers
Yeah.
tops, and then
Yeah.
and then within a year they just fold because they
Yeah.
can't afford to pay the salaries
Right.
of Mad Now or any of
Yeah.
Tapper or any of the other idiots
Yeah.
that are on there.
Fuck Tapper.
Fuck Tapper is right.
Man.
Wrote a whole book about whoopsie. I
Yeah.
didn't know Biden was uncapable for 4 years.
Yeah.
Buy my book and learn about how he was uncapable for 4
Yeah.
years.
That you denied for 4 years.
Yeah. Calling everybody idiots who saw something different.
Yeah. That right.
Arrogantly.
You know, the Germans call it Schadenfreude, malicious glee. And I have a Schadenfreude list. And on that list is Jimmy Kimmel. I want him to implode and just be nobody.
My prediction for as long as you've known me is that network TV in itself is dying. They don't know it yet.
Yeah.
But will be a thing of the past in 10 or 20 years, the same way we remember going to Blockbuster Movie and picking up VHS tapes. And I'm dead serious about that.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I think it's only a matter of time because their product is unwatchable except for college-educated socialist elites.
Yeah. I mean, dude, how many Chicago shows can you have? My 2 sisters, who are both in their 70s, and they know better, college educated. Chicago Fire, Chicago Med, Chicago Douchebag.
Oh, and they all get excited when there's a
and they're like,
when there's a mashup with the all 8.
Oh yeah, they just love. And I'm like, I really tried when I was in the hospital. You know, they only had regular TV, right?
Sure.
And so they had one of the channels had endless SWAT episodes. With the bald-headed black guy, and terrible. It was the worst TV ever. It was so technically not on point. And, oh yeah. And these little 5'0" girls on the SWAT team, go fuck yourself. That's not how it works in that world. That's not how it works. because if your 6'2", 220-pound partner goes down and you need to drag him to safety behind a car and you can't do it, well,
Well, I agree. I think it's broadcast a lot of places. True Social, I think maybe Pluto picks it up, but Fox Nation I think carries it. It's called Live PD.
oh
Uh,
yeah, Fox Nation had, yeah. So that's I don't watch the regular Fox, but I have Fox Nation because I love their historical stuff they
the
have.
documentaries, yeah.
The documentary Battle of Lexington and all that. It's really interesting stuff. And plus they have the live part. So if you do want to go look at Shannon Bream, you can, you know.
Ugh. Dude, I've told you I like to DoorDash on Sundays. It gives me time to go explore and get paid for it. And the 2 o'clock, it doesn't matter what conservative radio station you listen to. The 2 o'clock Sunday show is Fox News's just audio version of Shannon Bream. And I just like
Oh
I
my
keep it
God.
on because it's background noise. I turn it down just so
Yeah.
there's something playing. But I hear things of like, holy shit, you are one of the most anti-Trump persons I've ever heard. Like you're worse than MS what Snow, Miss Snow, or Miss Now. You're worse than them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like Fox News, get your shit together. And I've said this for a long time. Fox News is not conservative. They never have been. They say some cool things to get you to keep watching.
Right.
And they have Gutfeld. And when Fox News dies, Gutfeld will be a super successful late night podcast.
Yeah.
And he will make way more money
Yeah.
than he
Oh yeah.
does from Fox News.
He won't touch Joe Rogan, but he'll be up there.
Oh yeah, especially in the 1 hour format that he does.
Yeah.
Right? And people can go, oh, I want to hear what the fuck Gutfeld said last night. And he won't be restricted by cable TV FCC rules. So
Yeah.
they'll be able to drop all kinds of raunchy jokes on each other.
And especially if he keeps Tyrus and Cat Timph and those
Yep.
funny people, it just
Well, and
works. It
he's
just
got
works.
he's the only one that's still drawing celebrities. We talked about this about 3 weeks ago about how late night TV, Jimmy Kimmel, and a whole host of them. Why would Tom Hanks, who's promoting a new movie, fly to New York, go do a show at 5:30 with you, spend a couple hours with you, when you get 300,000 views, and when he can instead just pick a phone up,
Yeah.
record a 60-second promo of himself and get 4.4 million views as opposed to your 300,000 views.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the TV business is dead, right?
Yeah.
It's all going to be doing stuff like this. It's
Yeah.
all going to be internet media.
Yeah.
And even Mr. Beast, who is made gazillions of dollars, good for him. Look, I'm all for capitalism. He's one of the success stories. He just like a Joe Rogan, he makes that kind of money.
Yeah.
He
Ugly
really
money.
does. That's where it goes, and people. I think eventually people are going to get rid of the box on the wall and and not our generations, but future
Oh, yeah.
generations will never own a TV.
Yeah.
They'll watch it on a tablet if they want it
Yeah.
bigger,
Both
or
my boys.
they'll watch it on a phone, and they'll have
Yeah.
headphones in, and
Yeah.
they'll
Both
watch
my
it.
boys are like this.
Yeah,
You know?
whatever content they want to consume, and it will be for just them. You won't watch it in a group with your family. Like everybody
Oh
will.
no, 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 that's right. And my youngest at Fort Bragg, he's got a big box on the wall, and the only thing that's ever on it is Grand Theft Auto,
Oh, for
Gran
gaming.
Turismo, you know, that's all.
Sure.
And, you know, all his army buddies come over, but they don't
Oh,
watch regular
absolutely.
TV on there. He watches
No,
on
but
his
I
phone.
do think for those who game, and I actually think that experience is gonna grow. I can get into details on that later, but I think that experience is gonna grow because AI, games are gonna create an environment where you just think up a scenario
Oh, yeah.
and your game appears in front of you and you play
Yeah.
out the scenario that you just created. I'm on the Star Trek Enterprise and 7 Romulan ships just showed up to confront me. Boom, there's your
Huh.
game,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you'll pay a hefty subscription, 50 or $100 a month, but
Yep.
the game will be whatever you want to do next time you open up the console. And I think the box will remain, but only for
That kind of
gamers,
thing.
for
Yeah.
gaming.
Yep.
So, incredible stuff. Great show.
Great
Any
show.
final thoughts? We gotta close out.
No, I'm good to go. I'm hungry, so this is gonna work out good. I wanna go eat.
Oh, man. Go eat.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
You too, man. Thanks, everybody, for joining. We love you all.